Welcome to T2T Boxing in association with IFL TV and Macklin's Gym Marbella. Here we may have British boxing legend Nigel Benn. Thanks for joining us, Nigel.
How you doing, bro?
Very well, thank you. Out here today presenting Lucas Brown with the Nigel Benn Fighter of the Year award. First of all, what does it mean to have an award named after you? And second of all, what's it like having to present new fighters with that award?
Well, it's a great honour, you know. It means that I've done something good in boxing. So to have an award named after me, it's a bonus, you know what I mean? And having someone like Lucas Brown, who I believe is really just in 1 year he's just escalated. So I'm very chuffed. I think that he has a good chance of being the first Australian champion.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll back him 100% on that. And you're obviously remembered for huge fights back in the UK. Eubank will always get brought up, as I'm sure you're fed up of hearing.
My man, how can I hate a man? I mean, you know what it is. St. Chris, you know what I mean, to be able to have 47,000 at Old Trafford, over 18.5 million people watch it on TV. Oh, thank you, Chris. How can you not like him?
And are you still keeping up with his goings on in the UK? Obviously, his son's fighting now, and he's a big part of that.
I'm a bit shocked when I see him walking in the ring with a suit on and all that, but that's Chris for you, you know what I mean? But his son, I was very happy that his son, turned the corner. But I just really believe that, I don't know, he might have to, who am I? But I just believe that, he needs somebody that's going to be really dedicated, that they're going to take him to a new level. Because I don't believe, might be wrong, but I just don't believe he can't emulate Chris. There's only one Chris Eubanks. And so I think that he's so talented, but I just feel that he just needs to get a trainer that's going to dictate to him, not him dictate to the trainer.
Yeah, something that suits his style rather than...
not someone that suits his style. He needs to listen to the trainer, let the trainer be in control of him. Because, the first fight, I don't know. I mean, maybe he needed that to revert back to how he was fighting the other night.
Yeah, absolutely. So, he had his fight at the weekend and came for that very well.
Oh, yeah, done really well.
As you say, the fight against Billy Joe Saunders didn't go as well.
No, because I don't really feel like he was really, I don't know, it was just too much, I think, commotion in the corner, really. His dad's in there, not listening to her, and then hearing what's coming out of his mouth about why do you need a trainer? You need a trainer that's going to teach you something. So I just pray to God that he knuckles down, and I just feel that the world's his oyster.
Yeah, and that was something that raised a few eyebrows, I think, that comment at the time. And there's talk about there being a rematch of that fight already, potentially for a world title.
Yeah.
And that's obviously...
I just think because of what I saw the other day, he's in good form now.
Yeah, and do you think that would be a closer fight next time round?
I think it'd be a closer fight. I don't think it'd be that close, really, because he gave away Joe Saunders about 6 rounds, and then he got started.
Yeah, absolutely. Excellent. And what do you see happening this year in Australian boxing? Who do you think are the guys to keep an eye out for? And obviously, Lucas got his world title shot.
I'll be honest with you, boxing here really, it's not really good. What I mean not really good, it's not publicised. They've got a lot of talented fighters, but they don't get the recognition. You've got the AFL, you've got the cricket, you've got everything else in there. And boxing's right down at the bottom. So it's hard work. And everyone thinks that boxing's very corrupt and all that, so they don't get the recognition. Some of the fights that they have here, now if they was at the Royal Albert Hall or York Hall, they'd be packed out to the rafters.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But here it's like some of the amateur fights I go to, it's all quiet. The atmosphere is like, these ain't really boxing fans. And I know if that was in England, they would place would be packed to the rafters.
Yeah, absolutely. And even with the pro fights, some of the big pro fights I've been to.
It's not the same. Boxing's not the same. But yet they have very talented fighters.
Yeah.
And that's why Lucas Brown fights more in England.
That's it. We're starting to see more and more, people going abroad, Sackett, big Simon Val Heyman, and people are starting to make their...
Yeah, because I think because it's not really big here. And hopefully, God willing, that that we can change the format.
Fingers crossed, and toe-to-toe would like to be a big part of that.
Yeah.
And with yourself, your son is training now to go into the Olympics in 2016.
Yeah.
How's that going? Does he fight like his old man, or has he got his own style?
I don't want to fight like that. He's actually much better than me. He's much better than me, but then sometimes the old Dark Destroyer comes out. Oh no. And he's so talented. I mean, when I watch him, I think, oh mate, he knocked spots on me as an amateur. I mean, he's that good. He's already fought the Australian number 1, I think number 2 and beat him. Then lost to one of them again, because he'd been out of the ring for 7 months, because he just turned 18, and then he went out, and and I said, oh, okay, I've got to let him do what he's got to do.
Absolutely.
He went in there and he had a fight, and he said, whoa, what a great fight. And I said, yeah, son, but you lost, because he'd been out 7 months, or 8 months, and he just got fought like for the state title, and he lost. But give him the standing count, I think the number 1 in Australia. So you know what, he's now going back to his drawing board and start, but hopefully at the end of June, July, he's going to go and work with Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, okay, but hopefully you can do that.
Yeah, I think I'll work with Ricky Hatton, then he's going to go hopefully God willing box in the Olympics. Not for England, not for Australia, but for Barbados, for my dad.
A renowned boxing team out there. Yeah. And what weight is kind of fighting at?
He's boxed at 64 kilos at the moment. So, but he can work his way up. I said, start off at the small weight and work your way up.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, Chris Jr. is still around.
Well, there'll be a lot of money in that fight if it could be made, I'm sure. But look, we'll let you get back. I know you've got to present Lucas with the award, but thanks for taking your time out to speak to us, Nigel, and hopefully we'll speak soon.
God bless.
Cheers, mate.